Hello, welcome back to another GBO2 video. Today we have the White Rider. So we did the Black Rider, I think last video I did was the Black Rider, and now we've got the White Rider. I figured I'd show off the counterpart to it, essentially. So this is a really interesting one. It is a support. It has a Gatling gun. It has a 3-shot wrist-mounted grenade launcher that stuns, and then it's got this charging beam rifle, mega beam launcher, that for some reason looks like a bow. I don't know, but it's neat. As you can see, you can charge it while walking. It does need to be charged fully before it can be fired, but it does some really good damage. It just, like a lot of things like that, has a really long cooldown, right? And so what makes this one really interesting as a support type, that's like your longest range weapon, and then it goes on cooldown for a large amount of time. So this is in a really weird position where it's a close range fighter. It's not really designed to hang back, but that's exactly also why I have a hard time using. I love the suit. I absolutely love it. I think the playstyle is great. It almost plays like a raid. Almost. It's just missing a lot of the defensive skills that you need to be able to actually use it close, like a raid per se. But you'll see here pretty soon too. I couldn't get in because my ally was right there and I didn't want to knock him over or trip him up, so I held back a little bit. But it has 2 melee swings, it has balancers, it has that instant stun weapon. I'm also getting hit in the back by the enemy raid here, the GOG. He jumped down on top of me, and so I got wiped out pretty quickly there. But this has 2 melee swings, it has balancers, it has a fantastic downswing too. So it wants to be close. It wants to be getting in the middle of the fray, but it's a support, and it doesn't have maneuver armor, it doesn't have dodge roll, it doesn't have like any of these defensive skills that let it keep close, so to speak. So where I end up having a hard time with it is I want to use it up close. And my allies don't necessarily want to get up close with me. I'm also going to absolutely waste a shot here. I think that would have hit if he had not gone behind the wall. I thought he was coming around the corner to get at me rather than retreat. I'm so sad that didn't hit. It looked like it might have hit. So, very sad. I don't hit a lot with that gun, which is why I kind of wish it did whenever, like in that situation especially, because I think it would have hit. But anyway, we're going around here flank. You can see I got the stun. He came out beside him too, so that made me trick up. I'm gonna try to get something done here, but unfortunately I'm getting stun locked and I'm out of boost, so I can't boost out of the way either. Luckily the rest of the team is here. Also, this is a simple battle. I don't think I mentioned that, which means it's one of my least favorite game modes, as I have mentioned before. And of course you'll see why by the fact that everything just spawns on top of each other and it makes a mess. Definitely a game mode, as I think I mentioned before, that definitely gives an advantage to more melee-heavy suits like this technically is. Again, makes it a little bit weird. I'm hoping we're going to get to see more of that melee pretty soon as well. There you can see that downswing. I love that downswing. It's unfortunate that... I'm glad they were on top of that. It's unfortunate that I can't really, I guess, play more aggressive, because I want to be very aggressive. And as I brought up before, that is where also Zeus is something I keep forgetting about too. That's something, like, we've got my entire team down now, so I'm not going to survive much longer. I'm going to try to do what I can, but unfortunately we're kind of getting stun locked, taking a lot of damage. It's 3v1. I closed some distance with that tackle, so that's pretty good, but we're not going to get a chance to even get a swing off. Because, yeah, high volume of fire. I have no defenses against stun. Really had nowhere to retreat back to either after the rest of my team got taken out. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. You know, as happens. But because simple battle, I'm back on the field already, so, you know. back on the field, back pushing an attack there. I should not be attacking the Gog, but Machine Gun's good enough to take down that target. And now we're just going to turn around to deal with this guy behind us up here. Gog is underneath us, so I don't have to worry too much about him. With my other two allies here, though, this guy's not going to survive much longer. Thankfully, I finally got a kill with the Beam Saber. Or Heat Saber, sorry. Is it Heat Saber? Zeus is interesting, too. I got to check what it actually does, but you can see on the little... right above the health bar, you can see a damage... defense decrease, attack up, speed up. I don't know if it does anything else for me, because I keep forgetting to check it. I'm just not sure. Thankfully, teammates dropped him before he could be a problem to me, and you can see, especially with Zeus active, that machine gun does chip damage pretty fast, but I am trying to get in close to do some melee. Thankfully, he missed. I think I might have gotten stunned by an ally there. Either that or I got stunned by the gym. I'm actually not sure which. That one was an ally. I got meleeed in the back by an ally there trying to pursue forward, so that's frustrating. And now we've got the Gog to worry about. We're going to waste a tackle there, which is going to put us... well, did put us right in front of the Gog. If he was smart, he should have gone with a downswing. I think that should have hit. He still got the kill anyway, so I guess it didn't matter too much. But I think a downswing where he was positioned would have gotten me, and with my tackle already used up, yeah, I would have been easy pickings for it. But regardless, so yeah, it's I really like this suit. I think it's ugly. I actually don't like the headpiece at all. I think it's terribly ugly. But it wants to get close. It wants to fence with the enemy, which is something I quite enjoy. I really like it, and I like having the machine gun as well, since it's a good volume of fire, and something I don't have to be as good of an aim with because of the high volume of fire, right? But it's the trouble I have with it, essentially, is like pretty much anything that's really melee heavy, is you kind of have to have a team that's willing to engage with you. You have to have a team that is, and partially you have to also rein yourself in to not just rush an enemy, get yourself isolated, and get completely wiped out, right? But in addition to that, your allies need to be good at kind of recognizing when they need to push with you. Obviously, if you're just rushing in the middle of an enemy group and it's like 5v2 scenario, I mean, that's on you. But if it's a situation that can be won by pushing, and you recognize that and push, your allies need to be ready to recognize that and push with you, especially with something like this that doesn't actually have those defensive measures, because they need to take the brunt of those attacks as a result, but then your damage is so good if you're doing that together, and you're pushing in a unified forward front. Which is really hard to do without communication, without being with a group of people you are playing with, rather than just random people. But yeah, it's a neat one, and I wish I had better gameplay with it, because I love it. I feel like I do well with its kit, even if that doesn't necessarily translate to doing well with it, if that makes sense, because again, it is more reliant on, like most supports, well, really anything, any suit, the entire game is based around team cohesion, right? So, yeah, it needs strong team cohesion to really do its best work, but so does most things. Anyways, I think I've rambled a little bit too long for this this little, not preamble, because that would be before, post-amble? So I'm gonna cut myself off there and stop talking. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.